A request to get out of jail weeks after being charged with driving recklessly and taking 2 lives.
We are languishing. There's a big piece of us missing.
A father's anguish over the proceedings and the judge's reaction to the defendant's request.
Democrats will not flood the halls of the convention center come 2016. The silver lining, though, following the DNC's decision not to come to Columbus.
A weather alert tonight. I'm helping you plan for below zero temperatures and when wind chills will make it feel even colder.
And drones in central Ohio. Why police and even universities are getting permission to fly these over your neighborhood.
10 TV News at 6 begins with breaking news. Interstate 270 southbound is closed near Hamilton Road. This is near Gahanna on the east side. Chopper 10 is live over the scene where several cars were involved in a crash. Tow trucks are working on removing the damaged vehicles right now. As you can see, there is an extensive backup there. No word on injuries. As we said, it's causing traffic problems all the way back to 161. We'll let you know when that highway reopens.
We're also following breaking news in Athens. A jury has just found Athens County Sheriff Pat Kelly guilty on 18 of 25 counts against him. The jury found Kelly guilty of multiple counts of theft in office, as well as engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity and perjury. But the jury says Kelly is not guilty of obstruction of justice or perjury. Prosecutors say Pat Kelly knowingly stole money from his office and used it for personal expenses. Kelly denies the allegations. New at 6, the man accused of causing a downtown bus crash that killed 2 pedestrians told a judge he wants to get out of jail. The victim's family says his timing couldn't be worse.
Honestly, right this minute, 2 months ago, our daughter passed.
Stephanie Feeblecorn's father held back tears as he spoke about his fight to keep the man accused of causing his daughter's death behind bars.
Now, prosecutors tell 10 TV the driver was going at least 16 miles over the speed limit when he broadsided that school bus. 10 TV's Maureen Kosad live at the Franklin County Jail with the driver's argument for getting out of jail. Maureen.
Yeah, attorneys for Terrence Trent made a compelling argument, saying he's lived in the Columbus area his entire life. He's never been in serious trouble before, and saying there's really no chance he would get behind the wheel again. But prosecutors in the courtroom revealed new evidence that could have swayed the judge's decision.
Terrence Trent faced a judge asking for a lower bond to get out of jail. The victim's family members say the request is as audacious as the timing.
Honestly, right this minute, 2 months ago, our daughter passed.
Prosecutors say it was exactly 2 months ago to the hour that Terrence Trent's red truck, captured here on this surveillance video, was doing a minimum of 51 in a 35 on a flat tire when he ran a red light at Broad and High and broadsided a school bus. The impact sent the bus careening onto the sidewalk, striking 2 pedestrians. Columbus City engineer Bill Lewis died 17 days later at the hospital. Police say 21-year-old OSU student Stephanie Feeblecorn died instantly.
We are languishing. There's a big piece of us missing.
Prosecutors say Trent told investigators there was a struggle with a female passenger in his truck, but she says she has no memory of an argument. Prosecutors also say Trent has a history of angry, aggressive driving. The defense argued the investigation showed Trent wasn't under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and his only mode of transportation was totaled in the accident. Stephanie's father wasn't swayed.
We're fortunate that many other people weren't killed on the day of his rampage. It's very important to us that he remain where he's at.
The judge ordered Trent remain held behind bars on his original bond, $200,000. Stephanie's father says the judge's ruling allows his family to focus on honoring the memory of a daughter who is still making them proud.
The Ohio State University, has given Stephanie her degree.
There is still a chance that Trent could receive a reduced bond. The judge said he wasn't comfortable making the ruling because he's not yet familiar with the case, so the judge said he would leave that door open for further discussion. Reporting live at the Franklin County Courthouse, Maureen Kosat, 10 TV News.
Maureen, thank you. The city of brotherly love beat out Columbus to host the 2016 Democratic National Convention. But you know what? It's not a complete loss for the capital city. 10 TV's Tanisha Millette joins us live at the Greater Columbus Convention Center to explain, and there is a silver lining here, Tanisha.
Yeah, you know, Kristen, close sources tell me that the DNC had actually narrowed it down to between Columbus or Philadelphia. And that fact is seen as a huge accomplishment for the city. The mayor says 10 or 15 years ago, no one would have thought of Columbus as either being considered, but now says that the nation knows the city is a contender.
I think we're positioned as a city to do bigger and better things as a result of this. We learned a lot about ourselves. And as we learned about ourselves, the country learned a lot about us as well.
Now, Coleman says that it took Cleveland 3 attempts before it finally got a national convention in that city. And of course, you know, the Republicans will be holding their national convention there in 2016. And the mayor says, of course, there is always 2020. We're live here at the Convention Center. Tanisha Millette, 10 TV News.
So, Tanisha, do we know what held Columbus back from getting the DNC?
You know, the city says that they never got anything concrete that said to them what it was that they didn't have. But the DNC chairwoman, Debbie Wasserman, told reporters this afternoon that Philadelphia just had the best combination of logistics, security, and resources.
All right, Tanisha, thank you. So here's how the conventions will work in 2016. Cleveland will host the Republican National Convention and reveal their presidential candidate the week of July 18th. A week later, it's the Democrats' turn. The DNC starts the week of July 25th, as we said, in Philadelphia. Watch Mayor Michael Coleman's reaction to the DNC decision and read about what Columbus did to make it to the top 3 by visiting 10tv.com.
July, don't we wish for that weather? Because we're under a weather alert tonight because of the dangerously cold temperatures, but it doesn't look like it. It's just 15 degrees from Chopper 10. That is a beautiful live picture of our sunset tonight.
Boy, that looks warm. That looks July-like, but we know better.
Right.
We're talking about temperatures in the single digits tonight, below 0 wind chills. So really need to bundle up tomorrow morning. There's going to be school delays because of it. Here's what we've got for you. There were those snow squalls, all part of that system, that Clipper system that dropped in here and really brought this dramatic drop in temperature. We told you, it'd be sunny one minute and bursts of snow the next, and that's what has happened here today. Take a look right now at the weather alert. This is a wind chill advisory for the northeast half of Ohio. It does include areas like Findlay and Mansfield, Marion, and even over into Mount Vernon. Temperatures are falling fast. We're at 12 now in Delaware. It's 15 in Westerville. You can see wind chills dropping down below 0 as well. And this is only the first of 2 shots of really cold air. We'll track the next one over the weekend, and I'll show you who could see wind chill readings to 20 below 0.
That's no fun. Thank you, Chris. 2 separate campaigns to legalize marijuana in Ohio are getting closer to asking you to support their endeavor. Responsible Ohioans for Cannabis submitted their initial 1,000 signatures to the Attorney General's office today. Their proposal says anyone 18 years old or up can grow and consume pot. The group Responsible Ohio says they will file their petition with the state in the coming days. Their proposal would legalize marijuana for people 21 and up. It would be heavily taxed, and 10 pot farms would be regulated.
New at 6, a Mansfield police officer faces 40 criminal charges following allegations of misconduct on the job. The chief of police says fellow officers discovered the misconduct, and it circulates around Mike Gamm's mishandling of evidence. Gamm resigned after his indictment. A showdown tonight in Gahanna over the school district superintendent. Francis Shruchi's contract is coming to an end. His supporters are letting their voices be heard at the school board meetings, and they want him to stay. A large crowd expected at the meeting tonight in half an hour, and that's where we find 10 TV's Jeff Fallon. Jeff?
Well, good evening, Jerry. Superintendent Francis Shruchi has not just his community, but apparently his own school board divided as his contract is almost up. And well, there is a decision due about his future coming up March 1st. Now, his last performance review called his leadership into question, quoting, by the way, saying, "moments of emotional immaturity," end quote. But he had supporters speaking on his behalf at last month's school board meeting. And by the looks of things right here, you see people here, everybody here tells me that they are gathered to speak in support of Superintendent Strucci as well tonight. That board meeting convening here at the Clark Building in Gahanna at 6:30. Now, he also has an online petition that has garnered some 400 signatures on his behalf. However, a decision tonight is not expected, and nor is any pre-planned mention of it in this 18-page agenda for tonight's meeting. But we are here on the story and any surrounding drama that comes with that this evening. Live in Gahanna, Jeff Ballin, 10 TV News.
Jeff, thank you. Approval to fly unmanned aircraft in central Ohio, much like this. Tonight, the privacy concerns and why universities and police in Ohio say it could benefit you and your family.
All right, let's look at the weather in the day. And let's go to Marion County to do it. You're going to see how it looked this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. And we start here with overcast skies. We had the snow. There you see the snow coming through. Now look what happens. It clears out, and then it snows again, and now a beautiful sunset. Ready for a cold night? I'll tell you how low the temperature will go.
And back on the hardwood, 10 TV's Dom DeBerry has details on Mark Loving's return and what Coach Mata says about how much playing time he'll get against Michigan State.
Breaking news on the east side of Columbus. Interstate 270 southbound is closed near Hamilton Road because of a multi-vehicle crash. It is causing a massive backup. You see it there, although traffic is finally moving in some parts there again. Chopper 10 showing us the traffic backed up from 270 southbound backed up to 161. That is past Easton. Tow trucks are working on removing the damaged vehicles. We'll let you know when the highway actually reopens. And as you can see in that last shot, it was at a standstill, the traffic. Covering central Ohio tonight, the Ohio Supreme Court reprimanded a now retired magistrate for using angry tirades and foul language. The Ohio Supreme Court suspended Delaware County Magistrate Stephen Weithman for 2 years, but didn't revoke his law license. Weithman is accused of making inappropriate comments in and outside of the courtroom.
Well, Ohio is trying to position itself as one of the country's leaders in drone research. These unmanned aircraft could help generate hundreds of high-tech jobs for the state. 10 TV reporter Kevin Landers takes a closer look at who wants to fly them and why.
This one's programmed to 380 feet.
Off-duty Logan police officer Jason Gandrum is about to fly his latest creation.
It has red lights on one side and green on the other, just like an aircraft.
Gandrum builds drones and believes someday this will be just another tool to help officers solve crimes.
But you can search a huge field in a matter of 2 minutes with one of these.
He says when lives are on the line, these machines can prove invaluable.
You have, a hurt child out in the field. Find them in minutes versus, an hour search.
Because the FAA considers drones an aircraft, those who fly them commercially will need to pass a pilot exam to ensure public safety and protect privacy.
Gandrum will take his exam this year, and if he passes, will be one of the first police officers in the state to fly one for police purposes and the first to be registered with a privately built drone.
You can't really be as intrusive as people think.
10 TV obtained this FAA approval list of Ohio agencies looking to fly drones. The Logan Police Department is the only law enforcement agency on the list. Ohio State, ODOT, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Ohio University are all FAA approved. Ohio University researchers are one of the nation's experts in drone navigation. They believe their research will someday allow farmers to send multiple drones into the sky to help spray their crops.
So we want to know exactly where we're at all times. So we want this to be very reliable.
But issues of privacy remain as these machines become information collectors.
If we don't solve that issue, then the acceptance will not be there.
Especially when a drone flown by a hobbyist makes news, like crashing onto the White House lawn. As for Officer Gandrum, he says the way the laws are now, an officer can't fly his drone to find a missing child, but a hobbyist could.
But isn't that frustrating?
It is frustrating, but what are you going to do about it? You have to follow the rules.
And the Federal Aviation Administration, which is in charge of the nation's airspace, plans to issue new rules for drones by September of this year.
We have one in the studio tonight, as we saw, and it's here to show you. Ohio is one of several states vying for one of 6 sites to test drones to see how they mix with the rest of the nation's aircraft. You can read more about the debate over drones on 10tv.com, and they are really interesting.
They are cool.
Yeah, they are.
This is a Doppler 10 weather alert.
And the weather alert for frigid cold temperatures tonight. Wind chills could drop as low as 5 to 10 below by tomorrow morning. We had snow as well. This is a look at live Doppler 10 here over the last 3 hours. Most of the snow showers are coming to an end. You still see a pretty big batch of snow back here across parts of Indiana right here. That's coming directly off of Lake Michigan. Some of that as the winds were a little bit more out of the west and not due north. Snuck into our area earlier today. So it's one of those days the weather really changed. All the pictures coming into my Facebook and Twitter pages today, just looking fantastic, really telling the weather story. Ashley sent me this. This was Chillicothe about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. As you can see, huge snowflakes coming down. Meanwhile, you headed over into Clark County. I want to show you how it looked here, where we had whiteout conditions. The road there, but you can see things have really changed. We have Chopper 10 up right now, and the weather now starting to clear out. A beautiful sunset underway as we look over towards the west here. And I've got a time lapse I want to show you just how we kind of got there as we went through the afternoon. We had the clouds, we had the snow, and then clearing out altogether. Bitter cold in the forecast for tonight. Single-digit lows will feel like 5 to 10 below by tomorrow morning. The next Arctic front will be in here over the weekend. We could set a record on Sunday, the coldest February 15th ever. Wind chills could be 10, 20 below zero, believe it or not. And as we look ahead, I'm watching a storm system for next week that could bring some snow. It is trending a little bit to the south. It's 15 now. Temperature in Dublin's 15, OSU's 16. Bexley right now is at 17. This is your low for tonight, all the way down to 6, so very cold. Other readings by tomorrow morning, single digits as you go north, 5 in Kenton, 4 in Mount Vernon. It'll be 6 at Newark. And your Doppler 10 7-day forecast now shows we really don't warm up much at all tomorrow. Our high just 20 degrees. More snow comes in with the next Arctic front, and that'll happen on Saturday. Then all the way down to 4 below by Sunday morning. And look at the high temperature on Sunday. It's only 6. Your Doppler 10 10-day forecast shows more snow chances. I mentioned Tuesday. That one's trending a little further south. Snow lovers will want that low to come a little bit further north.
Well, if you haven't checked that furnace, you need to get it checked right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
36 days till spring.
There we go.
Dom Tiberi joins us now with sports. Say, Don.
Well, the Ohio State men's basketball team facing a big test on Saturday when they travel to East Lansing to take on Michigan State. And we can tell you that forward Mark Loving will travel with the team. Loving, the Buckeyes' second leading scorer, has missed the last 3 games on suspension. No question, it's been a big loss, but Thad Matta telling me today Loving will be in the lineup on Saturday.
Mark is back, and how much do we use him? I'm not exactly sure right now, but he's been practicing with us. He's done everything except played in games, and it's exciting to get him back because from the time his suspension, he had played probably the best game of his career against Maryland, and hopefully he's still at that level.
You can see more of that interview with Coach Matta this coming Saturday, 11:30 in the morning, right here on 10 TV. Inside Ohio State Athletics, the official coaches show of Buckeye basketball. Well, hit king Pete Rose has not given up on his dream of getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Rose telling USA Today that he would like to meet with new commissioner Rob Manfred to state his case. 73-year-old former Red received a lifetime ban 26 years ago for betting on baseball. Rose says he just wants to be placed on the ballot and then let the writers decide if he gets into the Hall of Fame or not. What do you think? Should Pete be in the Hall of Fame? That is our poll question. Just go to 10tv.com and vote what you think. I say there is no Hall if Pete's not in it. Finally, well, all winter there's been talk of Arctic, vortex, blizzard, clippers, snowstorms. Proof that spring is just around the corner. This is seen in Boston today. That's been hammered all winter. They're loading up the big semi-truck with baseball equipment to take down to Florida for the Red Sox spring training camp that's opening. In other words, Winter's almost over. Thank goodness. And I used to know Chris Bradley, but not anymore.
No?
Done.
You done with him?
We're bringing back
Just
those
that
boys
quick.
this summer.
Remember Weatherman's Day? All the love? Where'd that go?
I did give you a hug then, yes.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
you know.
One day of the year.
That's it.
One day.
He's a fair weather fan.
When it gets back to 75, you'll love him again?
The good news is, you know what?
What?
It won't be cold in June and August.
Well, we hope.
We hope, yeah.
Final check of the forecast when we come back.